An agreement has finally been reached between the UK and France to restart the flow of passengers and freight between the two countries. The armed forces will be part of an operation to test lorry drivers. The system is called a lateral flow test and delivers a COVID result in around 20 minutes. It will take several days for the new system to clear the backlog, with some 3,000 lorries in Kent waiting to cross the English Channel. The French border was closed on Sunday amid growing concern about a new variant of coronavirus spreading to all parts of the UK. Flights, ferry services and Eurostar trains will resume services tomorrow morning, but these will only be available to French nationals, EU citizens and people with residency in France if they've tested negative for COVID less than 3 days before travelling. Our transport correspondent Caroline Davies has the latest in Dover.
Parked nose to bumper, almost 3,000 lorries stranded in Kent. This is Operation Brock in action, a way of keeping Kent's roads moving by diverting lorries to an empty airstrip.
Well, this is Manston Airfield, and as you can see, there's just been a steady stream of lorries coming past me since I've been standing here. And it's looking like over there it's already filling up.
Some in the industry worried that as many as 6,000 to 7,000 lorries were heading to Dover today. Along the route in, miles from the port, lorries tucked into lay-bys or parking lots. By the side of the road, we meet Hamid from Turkey. He showed us his bread, yoghurt, eggs and tea he carries with him to keep him going. With a few words of English, he told us he's come from Leeds and got stuck here on his way home. Many of the drivers here now have empty lorries after dropping their food and goods off for Christmas.
Everything was okay, nothing appointed.
Saish and Branko arrived on Sunday. They're trying to get home to Bosnia and Italy.
We were hoping to go back to our homes for New Year's with our family to celebrate, but now it's not going to happen, not this year. We don't have bathroom, we don't have anything, you know. We are stuck here maybe for days.
By this evening, frustrations were starting to show, with a spontaneous protest outside the port's entrance. And then, a breakthrough.
Any passengers going to France, and at the moment I'm afraid that's mostly French citizens returning and one or two other exceptions, will need a lateral flow test or a PCR test, but a test within the 72-hour period before they go to France. Of course, anyone coming this way, and again, we're not encouraging anybody to travel right now, will need to follow our rules, which are self-isolation for 10 days or a test to release after 5 days.
And further news on lorry drivers.
From 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, the Army and NHS staff will begin the process of testing hauliers at Marston Airport. They'll be using the lateral flow test rather than the PCR test, which is much faster, around half an hour. If the driver tests negative, they'll then be free to go across to France, regardless of their nationality.
Tonight in Dover, there was still anger and confusion.
This is not good. That's animal things.
And now they say that they need the PCR test. How?
Who is not?
Is it possible? You see, the queue.
We have our test because we were thinking about this when we were thinking about going in Romania. We had our test already, but they didn't say anything about it.
Many in the industry were hoping for a deal, but no, this will be a logistical challenge.
If it's the way it has to be done, they have to find a way, but it will be very slow and it will have a long-term impact on our ability to move our fresh and chilled food.
This evening, the government are asking hauliers not to travel to Kent. Many will spend a third night here in their vehicles, and they're still not certain if they'll get back for Christmas.
Well, let's go live to Dover. Caroline is there for us with the latest. We talk about clearing this backlog, Caroline. You kind of hinted at the end of your piece there. How long is it going to take, do you think, realistically?
Well, Huw, this won't be instantaneous. We know that there are thousands of lorries parked up across Kent. And of course, there are many more other smaller vehicles here in Dover as well tonight. The government has said that it will take 2 to 3 days to clear the backlog of hauliers. It's worth mentioning as well that the testing won't just be taking place here. There will be other locations as well. And there's due to be more information for hauliers about that tomorrow. Now, speaking to some of the people who are in the smaller vehicles here in Dover, they are just desperate for new news. anxious about what will happen. What will it take to get them home? They look at the queue up ahead of them, and to be honest, they lose hope of being able to get back in time for Christmas. This is going to be a big operation. The government have said that they think that they will be able to get people through as quickly as possible. Everyone here is just hoping that they will be able to not have to sleep in their vehicles for too many more nights.
Caroline, many thanks again. Caroline there with the latest at Dover. And with me in the studio, our business editor, Simon Jack, to talk really, Simon, about the impact on business and what people are telling you today.
Well, I think what this has been is a very stark demonstration of just how important this trade route Dover and the Eurotunnel at Folkestone are to British business, how quickly and profoundly things can start to go wrong. A couple of examples. Toyota this morning said it was going to shut at lunchtime, which it did. That's 36 hours earlier than they would normally have done as they were running out of parts. And supermarkets. People will have seen pictures of empty shelves doing the rounds on social media. Now, the supermarkets are very clear to say, we've got the stock. It's there. Those shelves will be replenished. However, Tesco today already had a limit of 3 items on things like pasta, flour, baby wipes. To that, they have added loo roll, eggs, rice, soap, a couple of other things. They say to smooth demand, not because they're running out. Another major supermarket said they saw no reason to impose caps because people were shopping heavily, but rationally. They said there's a lot more Christmases going on. People who would have been going to relatives or friends are having to replicate that in their own homes. Now, if we don't see this congestion lifting soon, and as Caroline was saying, there is no reason to suspect it's going to move in the next 24 to 48 hours, that backlog, then we will see shortages of fresh food beginning after Christmas. And in many ways, the government has said to me and to others that this is in a way a stress test for some of their contingency measures for Brexit, which, let's not forget, is in 9 days. Businesses very keen to stress how interdependent this demonstrates that our economies are. And the message there is, please, 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 do a deal soon.
Simon, many thanks again. Simon Jack there, our business editor.